Good morning, Power Hour. Today we're going to talk about common mistakes that people make when we are marketing on social media. And I'm not pointing out mistakes to be negative or to point a finger or make anyone feel like you're not good enough or any of those things. It's to me, it's honestly more about sometimes we have a blind spot around what it is that we're doing wrong that may be hurting us and not helping us. And sometimes it's good to have someone with fresh eyes to point out things you want to avoid so that you can see if you're doing these things and how you can pivot and do things a little bit differently that would make your marketing on social media much smoother than what it feels like right now. I have a I there are many common slogans that you'll hear people use a lot on social media. Today, I'm specifically going to talk about consistency. Have you guys heard, in marketing and business, entrepreneurship, you have to be consistent. Like everyone says, you have to be consistent, you have to be consistent. And consistency is absolutely a part of marketing on social media, meaning having a presence on social media and building that audience and showing up for people who are expecting to consume your content. They really like you, they follow you, they like your message, your videos, your content that you write, and they're looking for what else do you have to say? What else will you share? What else are you going to post? And they're looking for that. So inconsistency around our marketing strategy, how often we plan, what we're talking about, can cause it can cause people to stop coming to your page. It can cause people to stop looking for you. So being consistent in and of itself is important, but consistency looks different for everybody. This is what I mean by that. For some people, being consistent means posting 3 times a day on 3 different platforms every single day and never missing a day. To me, that's the extreme. I'll, it's my right hand, so I'll say extreme right. Okay. For some people, being consistent means going live once a week every Monday for a Q&A on their page once a week. That's consistent. Their audience knows that they only go live once a week. But be there when you say you're going to be there on Monday, and that is you being consistent. Some people's idea of consistent is posting one reel a day. They're building their Instagram. I'm just going to post one reel a day and post that one reel every single day. That's being consistent. My problem with the language of you have to be consistent is no one tells you what consistent means because you have to decide what consistent is for you. How much content are you willing to put out, and how much content can you commit to in a way that will be consistent for your audience? So maybe for you, you don't post every day. Maybe for you, you post three days a week, but you consistently post 3 days a week for a 90-day stretch. So your audience knows you don't post on Tuesdays, you post Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? I'm going to tell you, this all ties back to mistakes because when we hear be consistent, it can have a detrimental effect in 2 ways. The first way that it can be detrimental for you to hear be consistent is that you put a expectation on yourself of what consistent should be based on someone else and the person that's telling you. That's a mistake. It's a mistake because when you miss a day, when you get sick, when you have a low energy day, when your kids get sent home from school or life happens and you can't stick with that plan, now you feel like you're not good enough and you can't keep your word and you're not taking your business seriously or whatever it is that you tell yourself because someone else planted a seed in your mind of what consistency should be that had nothing to do with you and your business. That's my first problem. My second problem with the mantra of you have to be consistent is that some of us are consistently doing the wrong thing. And we're consistent. We're posting every single day. We're posting on all different platforms. But your content, there's something wrong with the content. Your strategy is wrong. Something's off, and you're practicing doing something wrong over and over and over again. I used to be a dance teacher, and I'm the dance teacher who likes to have fun. I do. I'm the dance teacher who is goofy. I used to dance with my kids. If you took dance as a child, or you sent your children to dance school or anything, or you're aware of it at all, most of the time the dance teacher doesn't dance with the students. Dance teacher stands in the front and instructs. They walk around the classroom, they fix people's form, technique, all that stuff, but they don't actually dance with the kids. I was a dance teacher dancing with my kids because my belief was, if they don't see me do it, then they can't mimic what I'm asking them to do. They need to see it so that they can do it. And then my job as a dance teacher is not just show them what to do, but help them feel what it is, help them feel it in their body. It feels different, right? But I'm that type of dance teacher, but I'm also very strict on technique. In ballet, either you're doing it right or you're doing it wrong. There's no gray in between. And this is so funny. I didn't plan on speaking about this, but the way I teach dance and the way I teach ballet, it's either right or it's wrong. However, you are not right or wrong because you can or can't do it, because I understand that you have to train your body to hold the position. You have to train your body to feel what does it feel like to hold that position. Once you do it over and over and over again, you're practicing, you're aiming for that right form. There comes a point when you start to have muscle memory, and you no longer have to think about the technique of it. You have the technique. But in social media, why does this relate to social media marketing? Because when we're creating content and we're putting out our lives, our reels, our written copy, whatever, I see so many people being consistent, and you have the wrong form. Your technique is wrong. And so you're being consistent. They told me I need to be consistent, and you're being consistent, but you're consistently practicing with your feet turned in instead of turned out if this was ballet. I don't know if any of my dance people, if you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. But I don't know how I always think of it like this. Um ever since I started doing social media marketing, I'm like, oh, this is like dance. There's form here. So if I had students in dance class and their first position was wrong, and I just told them, just keep being consistent, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. But I never told them that what they're doing is wrong form and wrong technique. It would be detrimental to the student. It's detrimental to you all if no one brings to your attention the mistakes that you're making, because you could be practicing and being consistent with bad form and bad technique. So today I want to talk to you about mistakes that I see. I make them too. No one's perfect. So let's just put that out there. No one's perfect. Your content will never be perfect. It's a learning process. It's like my student in ballet class. I have to teach them what to do. I have to show them what to do. And then they have to practice it over and over and over until it becomes muscle memory to them. But if I were to tell a ballet dancer, a 10-year-old in my ballet class, don't come back to class until your form is right, that's the equivalent of you guys not going live until you can do it well. It's the same thing. You have to practice it wrong. So there's this, when I say wrong, I know that could be a trigger for some people, because maybe I don't, let me work with me here. Who are the recovering perfectionists here? Because I am. So okay, so all right, on my screen right now I have Joanne, Judy, and Danielle, recovering perfectionists. Okay, me too. So when I use the word wrong, for me that's a trigger, because I grew up with it's either right or wrong, like either do it right or don't do it at all, right? But that concept is not true for social media marketing. So when I say to you guys, I'm pointing out mistakes, I don't want to trigger anybody into, oh, I'm doing it wrong. I don't want to do this because I don't want to do it until I get it right. Wrong is not the right word. Um, let me think of how I can say this. I want to point out ways that will help you get better results while you practice your consistency, because you're being consistent doing the wrong things and it drives me crazy. Now I'm going to be a little sassy, Megan, for a second, okay? How many of you have heard that before? You got to be consistent. You got to be consistent. You got to be consistent. I see so, okay, sassy Megan. I see so, this is specific to network marketing. I see so many people in network marketing, all different companies, and they're creating content consistently. And in their content, they will say things like, you have to be consistent if you want to be successful. And I'm looking at their content in and of itself, and I'm like, first of all, you did this, and this. Did anyone tell you that you're consistently doing the wrong thing? People will not tell you. So I'm going to tell you, because I'm going to tell you because I don't think it's fair to tell people to be consistent and then not tell them how to change what they're doing so that they're not practicing bad form and bad technique. Okay. So the first, I have a couple things written on my paper right here. And these are just things that I notice. Now, you guys know I've been looking at your content. I don't look at everybody's content, and I don't look at everyone's content every single day, but as I go through the chat, I'll click on your face, I'll go to your profile, I'll just see what's going on with you and what's happening. But my conversation today about mistakes actually has nothing to do with anyone here at all. It has to do with a network marketer that reached out to me yesterday. And she reached out to me and she did it the right way, in the way she started a conversation. She reached out to me and I immediately went to her profile. I didn't even respond to her. I found her message in my spam folder in Messenger. And in your spam folder, that's when people that aren't friends with you send you a private message. It goes to a different folder. So I just remembered that I just remember. So let me check my spam folder. I forgot about this. And this woman has sent me a message in September, and I didn't respond to her. I just read it, but she can't see that I read it until I respond. So I read the message, I go to her profile, and she has a profile picture with this gigantic hydrangea flower, gorgeous. I see that she's in Juice Plus. I'm looking at her content and seeing, I'm trying to evaluate, is she a leadership level? Is she someone new? Because her message was good. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, like what level is she in her business? And I'm looking at her content. And when I look at her content, my belief in this moment, this is very relevant. My belief in this moment is that she is somewhat higher in the company. Like she's not new. She's not starting out and not really like struggling to get momentum in her business. She has some type of success in her business so far. I can tell that by the way that she reached out to me. So I'm looking at her content to try to figure out a little bit about her before I respond to her. Okay. So I responded to her, and she sent me a message back last night that was really good. She followed the formula that I gave to you guys. She reached out to me. She said how she found me, how she knew me. She mentioned a post that she had read of mine. She gave me a compliment, told me a little bit about herself, and asked me a question. It's perfect, like chef's kiss. Okay, that's how you reach out to somebody. So I'm like, oh, she must be a leader in her company. I go to her page, I look at her stuff, and I look at her stuff, and her marketing is awful. Her content is terrible. Her content is all about her company, all about her company. It's about convention, it's about the team in Florida, it's about her. She had this one post that was talking about her. She has all these posts with her holding her product in her hand, in her face. There was no substance to her. I went to her page to find out about her. I wanted to know her story. I wanted to know what her business vision was, what her values are, um, her leadership skills. I wanted to know what she thought, I wanted to know who she was as a person before I responded back to her. But there was no value in her content because it was all about her product. It was all about her company. It was all about her team. It was all the only person that would find value in her content would be someone that's already in network marketing looking for a new team to join. Anyone outside of that would have no value in what she offered at all. So I'm boggled by this because she obviously has really good sales skills in the way that she reached out to me. That's a sales skill. That's not a marketing skill. But she has very little marketing skill or strategy in the content she's creating. But she's consistent. She posts 3 times a day. 3 times a day. It's all kinds of stuff. It's like her team members, it's her product, it's her business opportunity, it's her upline, it's her corporate thing. It's all about her company, her business, everything 3 times a day. She is consistent. But her content has one like on every single thing. No one comments on any of her stuff at all, nothing. She actually likes her own posts, I guess, to get engagement for herself. And so I know that she's struggling in her marketing. I know she is. And I know that how she's building her business is by cold messaging people on the internet. I know that because there's no way that her content is attracting people to her that are her perfect client because she doesn't talk about who she is. She doesn't tell her story. She doesn't talk about I know what ingredients are in her product, but I don't know why she drinks it. I know the ingredients in her product, but I don't know who it helps. I don't know what the benefits are. When I look at her post, I'm thinking to myself, but why would I buy this? I don't care about, how many minerals and vitamins that are in this thing that you drink. Like your drink, I, my point in saying this is that she's being very consistent at doing the wrong things that are not getting her the attraction that she's looking for in her marketing. But her belief is that if she just keeps posting and keeps posting and keeps posting, eventually it's going to click and people are going to come to her. But she's missing the entire point of marketing on social media is to create content that connects with people so that when new people come to your page, they can learn about you. They can learn about your business, what you value, where are you going with your business? Like what is the big vision that you have for your life and how are these products and this business going to help you get there? Who is it that you're helping? Who are you serving? Why is it important for you? Why is it important to you that people try your product? Why? For what reason? There's none of that in her marketing at all. At all. But she's consistent, but she's pushing people away. I am her perfect client. Let me tell you why. I love marketing so much. This stuff to me is like Tetris. It's like Tetris or math. I love math. I don't know, whatever. Like it's psychology. I love it. Let me tell you why. Because I am her perfect customer. She's posting science about health and wellness, like science. She's posting um articles about gut health, but she's not posting any explanation of why gut health is important to her, what she's doing to help her gut health, how other people could benefit from focusing on their gut health. She's just posting the article. I'm her perfect customer because I invest money in organic supplements and I have since 2013. But I don't want to buy from somebody with a freaking commercial as their Facebook. I don't. She pushed me away. She reached out to me perfectly. She didn't pitch me her product at all. She reached out to me perfectly, introduced herself, complimented me. Great. I went to her page to see who she is, to learn a little bit about her. I learned nothing about her. Nothing. Her Facebook was a commercial for her products where she's just trying to sell people all the time, trying to get people to join her team all the time. That literally turned me off. Remember how I said in the beginning of this that there are certain things that people say that I completely disagree with. One of them is you have to be consistent is one. The other thing is Tell me if you ever heard this before. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. Wrong, wrong. I went to her social media page. I am her perfect customer. I went to her social media page and she had her content is saying everything wrong. And she literally pushed me away. I don't want to buy from her. I don't want to buy. I mean, my point is this. She's making mistakes that she's not aware of. So I'm going to share with you some mistakes because I needed to tell you that story so that you all knew that this is not about you and me pointing you. So if I tell you these mistakes and you're like, oh, I do that, it's not because I went to your page and saw you do it. And that's why I'm bringing it up. Literally, all these things came from this woman. Okay. It came from this woman. But I do go to your pages. I do look at your stuff. I do see your stuff. But I'll tell you the truth. My eye, when I'm on your page, is not looking for what you're doing wrong. My eye, when I come to your page, is the same as my eye when I'm in a dance class teaching a child. I'm not pointing out to a child what they're doing wrong that will crush their self-esteem. I am pointing out what they're good at and then giving them homework on how to improve the other things so that they can be equally as good at this thing and this thing over time. So when I come to your page, I'm not looking at what you did wrong. I'm looking at what you're improving in, how your energy, man, you guys, some of your live videos are fantastic. Like they are so good. And I know you probably don't feel that way because you don't have engagement on it. Not a lot of people are liking it, but I'm telling you, be consistent with what you're doing good. So I'm going to tell you where you can change things up. Okay. The first thing is this: she goes live on her page and there's no title. None. None. I am absolutely not going to watch a video that has no title, and neither will most people. So when you're going live, you need to make sure that you have a title. And here's a pro tip: when we're thinking about our title before we go live, we're kind of nervous about, maybe not all of us, but I'll tell you I'll speak for myself. I get nervous going live. I'm trying to think of a title, and sometimes I have one on my page, but then when I go to put it in my phone, I'm like, that sounds corny. That's not really what I want to say. And then I just end up typing something as my title and I say, forget this, 5 4 3 2 1, I go live and it is what it is. Here's the pro tip: when you're live, you start talking about something specific. That's the intention, right? But once you start talking, you start talking about other things. You go here and there, and that is okay to do, right? It takes you, you start it's a conversation. So you start a conversation, that's, you know, you're talking about this and you're talking about that. Here's the pro tip: after you go live, listen back to your live video. You can speed up the speed too, so it doesn't take as long to listen through. Go back and listen to what you actually talked about and think, find that one thing in that video, that one thing you're like, oh, that was so good. And then edit your title around that one thing. Edit the title around the one thing. So go back to your page this week, and not so much for the people in the series. Everybody that's participating in the series, you guys have your titles, but go back from before and look at your live videos. Is there a title? Is the title congruent with what it is you're actually talking about? And sometimes that's just the best tip I can give you. Listen back to your live video and then pull that one takeaway where you nailed it and you wish you had said it in the beginning. You know, sometimes at the end of my live is where I get good and I get juicy and I'm like, I know people aren't even watching this long. And I'll go back and edit the title and say, like, I'll change the title and I'll say, you have to make sure you listen from the 20-minute mark because that's when it gets juicy. Like, you can go back and edit the title and tell people, make sure you check out the 10-minute mark because that's when I hit it on the head or something like that. So now you have to help bring that in, you know what I'm saying? That was me last night. It got so good. Um, it got so good last 10 minutes. Yes. Yeah, exactly. That is normal, y'all. That happens. But don't leave your title blank. You're missing out on people. Big mistake, okay? Now, the second mistake that I see across the board is not telling your story. And I'm in the boat with y'all. Sometimes I get so caught up in my topic and what I want to talk about, I forget to be relatable to the audience. I forget to share my personal story around the thing I'm talking about. Your story is the most important thing. When I went to this woman's page, I was intentionally looking for her story. I wanted to know, why is she in Juice Plus? How long has she been there? What is her passion around it? Who does she want to help? I have no idea who her perfect she's just trying, she just wants everyone to drink Juice Plus because it has this vitamin and this mineral and this, and she's listing all the ingredients and then telling people, you guys need to take care of your health. I'm like, I would have preferred for her to tell me a story of how she found Juice Plus, how it impacted her, why she's so passionate about it, because of how it makes her feel. I would like to have seen maybe a testimony about one of her clients that she helps and a celebration of, oh, this is my client, um, um, this is my client Judy, and she's completely turned her health around since she started working with me, and I'm so proud of her. To see proof that she's actually doing what she said she's going to do. Instead, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are, telling your story is not always you telling your story. Sometimes telling your story is telling someone else's story, like a customer, and celebrating them in a post. The key part of that is at the end of that celebration post, not to say, if you want to try it out too, here's my link. No, just celebrate people. When I went to her page, I was hoping to see testimonies of her product, stories of other people, stories about herself. But we're not telling our story in our content, which is a practice. It takes intentional putting it in there, making sure you're speaking your story over and over and over again. But it's easy for us to just want to point out features of things instead of speaking about our personal experience with the thing. So not sharing your personal experience is putting a wedge between you and your audience. Okay? So not telling your story is mistake number 2. Mistake number 3, this goes to your live videos. Mistake number 3 is not starting your live right away. Don't wait for people to jump on. Do not be fixing your camera and getting your notes together and bluff all the things. You've just lost a lot of people right there. Okay? Get all your stuff, and we've all done this. I too, still, okay? But I'm just pointing out mistakes so that, because if you don't, how do I say this? If no one brings it to your attention where you're, you know, where you are, I don't know how else to say it, but making mistakes, but I don't want to use that word because I don't like that word. That's my own stuff, y'all. Okay, that's my own. I don't like that word. But if I don't bring it to your attention, or if someone doesn't bring it to your attention, you will keep doing the same thing over and over again consistently, and it will keep hurting you. And I don't want it to hurt you. So not starting right away. All right. So we talked about this a little bit, and I think it was last Friday. We talked about this a little bit when you do your live video. You want to start right away with your hook. What is the topic, the main topic that you're going to be talking about in the video? You start with the main thing. You don't start with, oh, let me grab some water before I get started and give some people time to jump on. I do that stuff too. So these are mistakes I make, okay? Drinking my water before I get started. Oh, let me just write down my note. I just have one more thing to write, you guys. I'll be right there. Wait, let's get some people on here. Don't do that, okay? You want to start with your hook, the main topic of your video, so that as soon as people see your video on their timeline, they know exactly what the video is going to be about, right? Once you hit the hook and the title, then you can talk a little bit about it. Joanne, actually, if you guys watched her video last night, she did this excellent. It was so good. She came on, she said exactly what she was going to talk. Maybe it wasn't last night's video, it was the night before, because I missed the intro. I actually caught her live last night. So I missed the intro, but I know for a fact the night before, perfect. It was so good. She said exactly what she's talking about. She gave a little explanation of what that topic means. And then she introduced who she was and why it is that she's talking about this thing. Perfect. It was so good. So your hook, your main title, first thing out of your mouth. Then introduce yourself and who you are and why you're talking about this topic. And then the next part is where you can go into a story or you can go into your first tip, right? Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is, you know, I don't know, you get my point. You go into your first tip. You explain the first tip and then you can tell a story around the tip and how you learned it, right? But sharing your personal story also could be just part of your intro. My name is Megan Hunter and I am a business coach. I specialize in social media marketing. And the reason why this is so passionate to me is because when I owned a flower shop, there wasn't social media. It was brand new. But if I had known how to market my flower shop on social media, y'all, I'd be a freaking trillionaire. Okay. I would have made so much money. I would have been like the flower person. You guys have no idea. That's true. That is so true. It makes me mad so much. It doesn't make me mad. I'm just like, I wish I had this when I had my flower shop. I would still have my flower shop. I would be traveling all over the world doing flowers for all kinds of things because I understand the power of social media marketing. I just went side note for a second. But my third mistake is not starting right away. Okay. Now, the fourth mistake that I see specifically in live video, because that's what we're focused on this week, is no call to actions while you're live. The call to action, some of us believe a call to action is here's my link, buy my thing. If you're interested if you want to know more, drop a heart. I'm guilty of this too. That's a habit. A call to action can be asking questions to your audience that's watching. That's a call to action. You want to ask questions. If you're structured and you like a formula, I'm going to give you my formula, which I gave to you before, but I'm going to say it again. The formula is hook, description, introduction of who you are, your outline of a story. So like paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, which is either a story or a tip. So it's like 3 points, 1, 2, 3 points. But in between each module, you are doing a call to action. You are asking a question. So you give your first tip and you say, my first tip for women who are menopausal wanting to balance hormones is we have to start lifting weights and building our muscle. Who else is going through menopause? Who else hates going to the gym? Who else is doing a bunch of cardio and you're frustrated because, like asking a question to your audience. Now here's where it gets tricky for you. There may be only 1 or 2 people watching you live and they may not relate to your question, but your live video is really for the replay watchers. It's for the replay watchers, but I'm going to give you a pro tip. And I was on Joanne's live last night and she did this really well. And I want to point this out to you all. If you have people watching live, this is something she did really, really well last night. I commented on her video while she was live because I wanted more people to see. I was trying to help her with her algorithm, but it was entertaining to me. And she was asking questions and I was dropping stuff in there. She shared something that was so good. I forget what it was, but it was a couple things that were so good. And I was like, woo, with the like praise hands, like, yes, it was so good. And then her husband was in the background. And he's so funny. It was hilarious. And like, we're dropping laughing emojis and stuff like that. But what she did that's really, really good is when someone dropped a comment while she was live, she read it and responded to it live. She started talking to the people that were currently watching her. She wasn't so like, let me change my language there. She did a really great job at engaging with the audience that was watching her. How many of you go live and you see people comment and you're like afraid to talk to them? Like you are like, like it freaks you out a little bit, right? It freaks you out a little bit. I have days where that freaks me out too, because it can pull you off of what you meant to talk about, right? It can like sidetrack you. That, in my opinion, is a skill. That's a skill. And I think the reason why I'm saying it's a skill is because it comes naturally to some people. Like Joanne, it's natural for her to read the comments and then give like conversation back because she was talking to me. I'm her friend, right? She was talking to, I forget the woman's name. It was such a beautiful name. It was like Neve or Nieve or something really pretty that I had never, yeah, Nevia, so pretty. When you said her name out loud, I thought, oh, that is so beautiful. I've never heard that name before. So beautiful. But she was talking to us. And that's a mistake that people make. You're on live and you're not talking to the people who are on live with you. That's a mistake. And it's okay if it pulls you off a track because it's good for people to see your personality and that you're talking to people, okay? So my fourth mistake is that there's no call to actions during your live video. Um, Here's another mistake, and this is like a little bit next level. Um, Sorry, I just thought of something else I wanted to. I could make I could make a list of 100 things of mistakes that I see, and that's not because I'm like perfect or a guru. I mean, I'm not. But what I know the do's and don'ts, but I also know that it takes practice because I don't perfectly do all the things because it takes practice. So I'm here with you, right? But here's what I see. For some of you, not all of you, when whether it's a written post, a reel, a live, doesn't matter the type of content, when someone comments on your post and you're responding back to them, this is a big mistake. I saw I don't want to point anybody out, but I'm gonna try to let me see if she's on here because then I can hold on a second. I'm gonna ask permission privately because I don't want anybody to feel hold on. Give me a second. It actually will be really helpful. Hold on. Can I use your post? I'm asking you right now. So one of you is about to get a message from me, okay? And just know it's gonna be really good. I'm not gonna say anything bad, I promise. Can I use your post as an example, please? Okay. So I'm not, if she says no, you can say no. Okay. Are you saying yes? Yes. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna pull up the post, y'all. This is so good. This is such a great learning example. Hold on a second. Um, Specific post. Hold on. Man, I was really on your okay, I found it. It's like I was really on your timeline. I had to scroll far back. Um, okay, so here's what it is. Listen to me. This is a big mistake. The mistake in and of itself is that when people comment on your post and you respond back, don't go deep into the conversation on the post. Like respond back thoughtfully, respond back in a complete sentence. You can be helpful or encouraging, you know, a brief conversation in the comments, but take the conversation deeper in the DM. And this is the example. So the post was, have you been how have you been alleviating backaches? That was her post. Because she can help with that, right? She got really great responses in her comments and she responded to the comments like so good, right? And this one person said it's usually an indication I need an adjustment. I will say I'm trying to lose weight and strengthen. So hopefully with that, it will also help. We shall see. That's what somebody commented. That person told her exactly what her problems were, right? She's trying to lose weight. She's trying to strengthen her muscle. It's affecting her back. She's hoping that with going to the chiropractor and getting an adjustment is going to help her with everything, like whole health, like the whole thing, right? So this woman outright on the comment told her all the jazz, right? Well, her response was nice. You don't realize the strain on your back with how you carry yourself. Doesn't even need to be because of weight. Like just for me sitting at this desk right now, bent over with my phone in my hand or on my computer all day long, that's going to affect my back, whether I am trying to lose weight or not, there are other things in life that attribute to your back pain other than your weight, right? But here's what she did. She responded in in the comments a little bit deeper than I would have liked to see her go deep. I would have liked to see her reiterate what the person said, right? You did a really good job. But this is a great opportunity for her to have a conversation in her DM to dive deeper into the weight loss. What was the other thing? The weight loss, the building muscle. What chiropractor do you go to? What else are you doing? That would have been a great, because if this is why it's a mistake, all right? Not because what she said was wrong, it's fantastic, okay? It's a mistake because um the goal with content always is to have a reason to private message someone. And if you and I bet that because she responded very thoughtfully with helpful tips, I bet she did not DM this person because she already helped her. Done. I helped that person. She didn't follow through with the DM. So what I'm trying to say with you guys is this. Don't use your comment section to be what's the word? Don't have your business conversations in the comments. Respond in the comments thoughtfully with a full sentence, but everything she said there, she could have went deeper in the DMs with. Oh my God, I totally understand. I mean, I don't like that language. I don't really talk that way. Let me see what I would say. Um, I will say I'm trying to lose weight and strengthen, so hopefully that will also help. She could have private messaged her and said something like, I know that having strong muscles and your weight contributes to backache, but what are you doing right now that you think is contributing to your backache? Are you sitting all day? Are you on your phone? Are you at a computer all day? Why are you what's up with your back? Tell me about what's going on with you. Maybe I can help you. Maybe I have some tips for you. But because her response was thoughtful in the comments, I bet I can't see her. I can't see her. Where is she at? Am I right? Am I right? Did you have a conversation in the DMs with her? You did that day about it? You did? Will you share? Are you in a space where you can share about it? I want to hear about it.
Hang on, I'm having a tree cut down, so it might be a little noisy behind me. Yeah, I messaged her and was talking to her about, she's a personal friend of my husband's, and was talking to her about, what she's doing, what the chiropractor's doing for her. Is there anything else that she trying to think how I worded it. Basically, is there anything else that she's tried, and how is it going? And is she open to other things? Just trying to figure out where she's at on her pain level and what she's willing to do for it.
Perfect. So she did it perfectly. Okay. So here I am looking at her content. I'm like, oh man, I hope she messaged her, because this was not Rebecca. She actually followed through in a DM. But how many of us on here respond in the comments and you give a helpful tip, you like answer their question or whatever, but then you stop right there and you don't take it into the DMs. But Rebecca, language for you that I would love for you to say, because you said, are you open to other options? It would have been a really easy thing to say, have you tried light therapy? Just like that. Have you tried light therapy yet? Girl, let me tell you all about it. Like just like that. Like, are you open to options is like, it's too open-ended. It's okay for you to go right into, have you tried light therapy? Because I'm loving it. My background is in this, right? I highly recommend you try it. I'll send you some information.
Oh,
Like
that's good. That's good. That's good. Now, I will say what I'm also doing when I'm finding people that are scrolling through, on my feed of friends and strangers, whatever, and they're talking about, their elbows are hurting or their back's hurting or they just had this surgery or whatever. I am going in the DMs and saying, hey, I saw your post where blah, blah, blah. how are you feeling or what's going on, or, just trying to carry on a conversation of care of, hey, I care about you. Tell me what's going on. So I am doing that too. So
What happens when you do that?
they spill the beans. They start talking to me about, all these things or what they had done, and, they're doing great now, and or they just got home from surgery, it's going well. And I'm like, okay, well, how long do they expect you, to recover? Like, how long is it going to take? And just building a relationship of care with them is
Yeah,
what I'm doing right now. I will dive into it at a later time, but I don't want to be like, hey, what's going on? Oh, by the way, I've got this, you know.
you're right. That's perfect. Thank you for letting me share, because this turned out fantastic, because I didn't know that she had DM people in the background. I had no idea. I just saw the post and was like, oh man, because I know how many of you are guilty. I do it all the time. How many of you are guilty of you respond to someone's comment and you never actually DM them further conversation? You just
I
don't.
will, I will say my problem is vomit. I want to tell them everything at one time. And that's one thing I'm struggle with is controlling the vomit. So I'll type it all out, what I want to say, and then I'll go back and I'll edit and say, okay, you're vomiting this, shorten it out, and let's just be simple. So that's one thing I have to work on.
I used to be like that too until I learned the structure of it. But because you know you can help them, right? It's like, oh, you can just do this. I used to do that too. Because I'm a health coach. Well, I've been a health coach for so long. So if you come on my page talking about high blood sugar, I'll run it for you. I'll send you podcasts and YouTube videos and doctor videos that, like, you need to watch that. Too much, right? And they're like, oh, okay, I still like cookies, like, leave me alone, right? You know what I mean? Too much. But the formula, and I listen, keep doing what you're doing. I'm not pressuring you. But for anybody on here who likes structure, structure can be fantastic if you like that. But for people that can overwhelm some people, but I'm going to tell you the structure. The structure is when you reach out and you ask that question, well, how's it going? What's the structure is you ask the question, you listen to them, and then you let them respond to you. And your next response is only specific to what they just said. That's it. So the tip that is only going to be relate to specifically to what they said. So if they say, "Oh, I'm in the hospital" or whatever, or "I just had surgery and I'm recovering really good," you would respond with, "Oh, I'm so glad to hear your surgery went well and that your recovery is going well. Are you using this type of medical pads in your recovery? I have found that they're fantastic." Or something like that. Are you using this? Are you doing that? So you're only focused on one thing. Are you doing this? Have you found this one thing is helping you? And they say, "Oh, I haven't tried that yet." Oh, well, so keep your conversation to, because type it all out, Rebecca. Type it all out. Start you if you can use your notes or somewhere separate where you can type it all out, and then you break it into sections based on the questions that you ask them. So the formula is ask a question, listen, say it back, ask the next question. So you're leading them through your paragraph in chunks instead of giving it to them all at one time. You're giving it to them in pieces of it, but it takes practice too, because I do that too. I have a couple more things on here. The number 6 mistakes is in your content listing what your product is and what it does instead of listing how it works and who it helps. You're writing content about what it is. This is Rebecca with the science. What it is and what it does, science, instead of speaking and writing content about who it helps, how it helps people, and who it helps. So when you're talking about a specific product, right? How it helps and who it helps. So I'm going to do a whole commercial for this Fiji water. Okay. I don't know who else hates drinking water, but I do. But I have found that when I drink Fiji water, it just feels refreshing. It tastes different. I don't mind drinking it so much. I feel a little bit fancy when I'm doing this, And for somebody that hates drinking water, Fiji water, for me, I can drink. So if you're a person who has a hard time with drinking water, try this. I like it cold, but I'll drink this warm too. I'm not talking about the mountain that it came from. I'm not talking about how it was bottled. I'm not talking about the source of where it came from or the company that manufactures this. I'm not talking about the things of what it is and what it does. I'm talking about how it helps me. It helps me. It helps me because when I drink it, it's refreshing. It tastes different to me than like Aquafina. I can't drink Aquafina. I'd rather drink my spit. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't do it. But anyhow, I can't do it. But you want to talk about what your thing does, like, oh, and how you feel and who it's for and how it helps you and how it will help other people. You don't want to talk about the statistics. Now, in a private message, if somebody says, okay, well, what are the ingredients? Well, that's when you can go into ingredients. I say, oh, so I'll take a picture of the back for you. I'll send it to you. It says it's sourced at in the Fiji Islands. That's what it said. Like, you can go into detailed science stuff when people ask you for it, but not in your content. And that lady, her post just made my heart hurt because she's so outgoing and she's so bubbly and she's making content and she's out there doing it. And I'm like, someone please tell you that your strategy is wrong, you poor thing. Don't worry, I'm going to talk to her about it today. But anywho, the last thing I have on my list here, mistakes, is copying other people's content. That's going to hurt you over helping you. Copying other people's content. I see this a lot as far as reels go. Like, okay, here's this real idea. We're all going to do it. And then people just copy this one idea. That's detrimental to your business. You're being consistent doing the wrong thing because nothing about that reel or idea is authentic to you or specific to your niche, your brand, your audience, or your vision or mission. Can you take an idea and make it your own? Yes. But to copy someone else's content, all of it, the music, the concept, all of it, unless you guys have the same, just it's a mistake and it's a habit of copying other people that I'm telling you it's a mistake. It's better for you to learn how to create your own authentic content that's inspired by someone else and take your time learning it, take your time practicing it, take your time finding your voice and your own messaging inspired by someone else. You're going to get further faster creating your own authentic content than you ever will copying someone else, because what works for someone else will not work for you. Social media doesn't work that way. It doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Just because someone created a post that has 10,000 comments on it doesn't mean when you post it that you're going to have 10,000 comments on it. Okay, you have to stick with your brand, stick with your message, and have faith and trust that it's going to take time and that you'll get there. Okay, so that is my power hour for today. I have a couple things I want to say. The first thing I want to say is that a traditional power hour is not me speaking to you for an hour. Do you guys know that? It's literally us getting on Zoom and doing tasks together to build our business together. The reason why this month I have been doing video, like more coaching style, is because I'm recording these videos for my digital course. So you all have been helping me and I'm helping you. I'm helping you by providing you with training and tips and mentorship around social media. And you're helping me because I am recording this to be part of my digital course that I will be launching soon. Okay. A traditional power hour is for us to get online for 1 hour a day and work our business together with directives and tasks of what we're focused on for the day. However, power hour moving forward, after the 7 weeks that's coming up, I shouldn't have said it that way. It's fine. After the 7 weeks that when this launches for January, because that's when really this is going to launch. It's like open launch, public launch, January. You have to go through the course before you can participate in Power Hour. The trainings that I've been teaching you guys, it won't be the training. You have to go through the training before you can attend Power Hour. For everybody that buys the digital course, that's all the training together, they automatically get Power Hour with their purchase, right? But you can't, your friend, whoever, not you, because you guys are beta testers, but you cannot decide to just join Power Hour without the training. You can't just be a Power Hour participant without the digital course, because what we do in Power Hour is going to be directly related to what's in the digital course. And I can't spend my time on Power Hour retraining something I already trained for people who just chose not to do the training. Okay. So for this beta, you guys are helping me. I'm training stuff, I'm recording it. My digital course is like almost ready to, like, completely ready to go. For November, I'm doing 7 weeks. October 30th is day 1 of Power Hour, going all the way to December 16th. Each week there will be one topic. I'm not going to do like every single day something different. Each week will be one topic, and then every day we'll touch on one aspect of that topic and go a little deeper into it, because I am recording modules for my beginner level section of my digital course. So going from October 30th through December, it's Black Friday, it's the holidays. This is big money making time for anybody that sells like a product, you know. It's not for everybody. It could be the off season for your business industry, but for most people in business, this is where people spend money. This is where you're going to have your biggest time in sales or whatever, right? So I have that in my brain. I had a question yesterday about Power Hour and you guys being beta testers. You guys went through this month, you went through the course. So technically, the only people who can participate in Power Hour next month are y'all, because less people buy the course, right? You have to go through the course first. You went through the course, but you don't own the course. You guys have the replays now, but on October 30th, they'll be unlisted. You'll no longer have access to them. They're not for you to keep, okay? If you want them to keep forever and you want to continue with Power Hour, for you it's $297. When I launch it to the public, it's $997. It's $1,000 program. I'm offering it to you guys for $300. You will never pay full price. You will never have to pay for another digital course. And as I add on to the course, you guys will have access to all the trainings I add on to it throughout the year. Does this make sense? That is my gift to you all as being beta testers. Now, also, only you guys can refer one person for November at the same price that you get. Okay. So if you know somebody in business, you know, you have a friend who, like Amelia reached out to me and said, I have a girlfriend in Scentsy that I think will be great. She, you know, she's really building her business, whatever. I said, well, send her the invite. Send her the invite. You can refer one person at the discounted price, because it's going to start at $1,000 and it is going up because let me explain to you why. And I know you guys know why, because you're here with me. You know why. But a 6-week course, that's 35 hours of coaching and training. That's 35 video training modules with checklists and Q&A every single day. It's a school, right? It's a school. So I was going to have a beginner course and like a more advanced course, but actually what I'm going to do is what we've done so far is more advanced. You guys probably know that. Not all of it, but a lot of it is a little bit more advanced. So November session is going to be 7-week session. When you pay the $297, you will have the videos to keep. You will have the workbooks, the checkbooks to keep. And I will be recording the beginner section of the digital course, where each week we are going through one focus for the week for us to practice for that week. But you all will still have access to the other higher level things that you can go back to. So nobody is limited to sticking to the basics. Some people on here are not at the beginner level. I get that. But I think we can all benefit from diving deeper into how do you write a post? Why do you write it that way? Like, I got really good. If you guys have feedback for me on what you wish we could dive deeper into, what something that you would like a little bit more focus and attention paid to, I would love that feedback because I'm still recording those training modules. I'm still recording them. And so I wanted to talk about that and clear that up. So only the people in the beta chat have access, okay, to the discount. +1, you have a guest, +1. And then I am rolling it out to the public. I'm rolling it out to the public, another conversation. I'm rolling it out to the public. There was a reason why I said this to you in the first place. I don't remember what it is. I don't know. Questions. I'm sorry. Oh, I know what it was. My point was to say to you that Power Hour will not always be an hour of me talking. Like it'll literally be, okay, this week we're focused on written copy. On Monday, we're gonna write this post together. On Tuesday, we're gonna write this kind of post together. Like I'm gonna break it down for you. How do you write a wellness post? I'm gonna teach you. How do you write a tip or a Mythbuster post? Like how do you really write it? We're gonna do it together, right? How do you really follow up? We're gonna practice. We're gonna do it together. So Power Hour is really getting your work done for the day in an hour focus. That's what it's going to be, but not until after the November session. So in November, you can expect more training like this, but probably more 30 minutes because I have to record the beginner videos. I still have to record the videos. So I'm just letting you know what to expect. But in the future, going into 2024, when someone buys the digital course, they will get 6 weeks of Power Hour included in their purchase. I still haven't decided if it's 6 or 12 weeks yet. But that's what it was. Megan, when are you taking payment? Should I DM you? Yes, DM me, please. If you guys want the direct link for the discount, like private message me. I sent it out yesterday, but not to everybody. I didn't send it out to everybody. I only sent it out to people that asked me for it. And then I dropped it in our chat. But anywho, does anybody want to unmute and ask a question? Not today? Cool. All right. It's 10:40. We have 5 more minutes. I took up all of our time today. But everybody is cool with that. You guys, your live videos are good. I don't watch everybody since I don't know everybody that goes live. But the ones that I see, they're really, really good. Can you imagine if you just kept doing it? That's what I think when I watch it. I'm like, oh man, if she keeps doing this, her Black Friday is going to be fantastic. Her Christmas is going to, like, that's how my brain thinks. Because, all right, so you guys don't want to talk, so I'll talk. Okay, so listen, as much as I'm creative and go with the flow, Pisces, like flighty, flaky, I like a good system. Like I like a system. I like the structure of, I like math, right? So I like to see how everything connects. And I know for a fact, listen to me. If you're the person who hasn't been doing like really doing the exercises that we're doing, it's not too late. Just start. Because right now, what is it? It's October. Black Friday is coming. If you wait till the week of Black Friday to start talking about your Black Friday sales, you done missed the boat. Because how many of you right now have a list of stuff you're waiting to see for Black Friday? Don't even lie to me. I know some people are like, oh, I'll wait till Black Friday. You're about to buy something. Oh, I'll wait till Black Friday. Well, your product should be on somebody's list already. Your product should already be on somebody's list. Oh, when Black Friday comes, I know that Prove It's having a sale. I'm gonna get all the good flavors. You know what I mean? Like it should be on they should be thinking of you right now. Right now. but I'm not even thinking about Black Friday and Christmas. I'm thinking about January. Who here is in health and wellness? The number one time of year where health and wellness people make their most money is January, because everybody is like, new year, new me, new year, new me, right? So your marketing strategy for January 2024 starts now. You all understand? You may not understand it, but I hope that you do. That's why I started Power Hour when I did, specifically going into quarter 4, leading into quarter 1 for the new year, because that's when people spend their money, Christian, right? So I don't know what kind of health and wellness, like that would be a great time for Joanne to launch her online meditation Zooms. Girl, you can collect people the whole month of December and then launch your first one for January. Well, that's probably not paid, but I'm just saying, you know, Christian, whatever your workout health challenge thing is going to be, you should be promoting it now and create a huge waiting list. You got 3 people so far. Yes, that is awesome. That is awesome. You know what we should do, Joanne? Oh, I'll message you. I'll message you. I was thinking we should do a dual live, you know, or I could like interview you about your business and stuff. I have a lot of your target audience on my audience already. At least I think I do. And you and Amelia should do a dual live. You guys have the same target audience too. You guys should do a dual live together where you talk about each other's businesses and what things you're working on for the future and stuff. Not put pressure on you, but that would be really good. Okay. New year, new me. If you're in health and wellness, you know what I made? I'm gonna say this and then I swear I'm leaving. You know what I made? Tell me if you guys think this is helpful. I made a workbook. It's more like an ebook. And it's an ebook for network marketers in health and wellness, how to create your own 21-day challenge, even though you're not a health expert, where I walk you through step by step how to put together your own little challenge, your own little program where it's still compliant because you're not talking about curing people or anything like that, and how to put together your own program for network marketers. What, you think that's helpful? You can send pictures in here. What is happening? I have a question. I switched to digital creator and my views dropped. Yep, that's gonna happen, Teresa. Don't worry about it. That's gonna happen. That's normal. I switched to digital creator and my views dropped to 1 or 7. There is an option to boost. Do I boost my? No, that's like a paid ad. Don't do that. No, that's normal. It's gonna happen when you first switch over. All your views from all of your videos are gonna go back to 0 when you switch over, because now it's showing you your views as a digital creator, which you're brand new, so you have no views yet. But that doesn't mean the people that saw it can't see it anymore. They can still see it. Don't worry about it. But now you can see your insights. See where it says see insights and ads? Teresa, where's she at? I can't see her, but that's okay. Underneath your picture, underneath your live.
Yes, Megan, I'm sorry, I'm on my phone. My computer wasn't working. Yeah, now I can see the insight.
Yes. So that's
all right. I just wasn't sure if that was normal, and I didn't know about the boost. I tried Googling it, YouTubing it last night, and I was all confused.
No, you got it. You did it. You did
Perfect.
it. You figured it out. Yep, that's it.
Thank you.
Yes, don't boost your post. That's just them, because you used to need to have a professional business page in order to do paid ads, and you were not allowed to. The difference between a business page and a personal page. A business page you can sell on, you can build a business on, it's for a business, paid advertisement. A business page, they do not push your content out to people because they want you to pay for ads to be seen by people. A personal page, you can't sell stuff on your personal page. You're like, the terms and conditions of Facebook is that you can't sell on a personal page, and there's no paid advertisement. So that's why attraction marketing was like the T, right? You don't talk about your product. You talk about the benefits of your product because you're not really selling anything. You're selling in the DMs. You're not selling up front, right? That's just why when you put up a sales post, oh, we're having a big sale, and you use the word sale, they don't show it to anybody because it's a personal page. But then what they did was they had this like digital creator option where personal profiles could be semi business. So they allowed you to become a digital creator. With a digital creator, you can boost the post, which is like a paid advertisement. So they kind of blended the two together. So now digital creators, you can sell on your page. You still don't add your link to your, that's what I should have put, mistake. Don't add your link to your content because they won't show it to people. Don't do that. Okay. If you're a big influencer, it's different, but nobody on here's a big influencer yet. So we're pushing people away. If you're looking at your mentor, your upline, and they're putting their link in their stuff and they're getting all these sales, that's because they have a huge following already. That's not duplicatable for us. You know what I mean? Kristen, you're feeling good today? You're looking good today, sir. You feeling good? Yeah, feeling strong. Okay, take care of yourself.
I have a question.
Yeah,
How do you feel about pinning a post on your feed?
my pinned post right now is me and Jessie Lee.
Right.
Jessie Lee, don't be mad at me, but I think she would love me for this. Well, when she passed away, that was my post. That was it. I couldn't, that was it. And I pinned it. Number one, I don't want to unpin it because it's like, I don't have words for it. Like, I don't want to touch it. There's that. After the fact of like the emotional and all this stuff, thinking marketing, Jessie Lee, I know, listen, girl, listen. When people come to my page like that lady, I want her to know that my mentor was Jessie Lee, right? So I like have it pinned at the top. So my answer to you is, yeah, I like the idea of a pin post. Honestly, it's almost like that main. But I like the idea of your pin post being your business story, like who you are, who you help, what your vision is, where you're going. Even if you pin a new post every month, where it's like your monthly goal and what you're doing this month, what you're planning for the month, who you're going to help, what that type of thing. So when people come to your page, they're looking at the pinned post. If you're talking about Instagram, then maybe if you have 3 pillars of your business, maybe one of your pins is your personal story. Maybe one of your pins is like a highlight of the benefits of like somewhat highlighting your product in some way so people know what you sell without being like, buy my thing. And then maybe like one of the main pillars of your business, if it's health and wellness, maybe it's I don't know, workout that you do or something like that. I don't know. Just so people can get an idea. I like the idea of a pin post, but be smart with what you pin. Sometimes I look at people's pin posts and they're pinning posts from like 2022. I'm like, this isn't even relevant to you anymore. But that's just my thought about it. All right, guys, it's 10:51. I'm going for real. Okay. I love you guys today. I will get this. The reason why I'm running behind on the getting the replays to you is because I scheduled my live videos at 12 o'clock. Let's talk about that for a second. Schedule my live videos at 12 o'clock, thinking in my brain. I'll have all my work done, like things I have, non-negotiables done by 12 o'clock. I'm going to schedule it early, get it done, be done. Okay, mistake, Megan. My audience isn't available to watch me live at 12 o'clock. Bad time for me. Bad time for me. I really need to be going live at night because I'm hitting East Coast people and I'm hitting West Coast people because I'm East Coast. So when I go live at night, I'm hitting people, or I need to go live really early in the morning, like coffee talk style, before people go to work and that type of thing. So 12 o'clock for me, mistake. So you guys too, the time that you post, pay attention to the time that you post. So anywho, so now I won't do anything until after my live is done because I'm anxious. Like, I gotta get my notes. Like, yesterday I was trying to take a shower and get dressed and whatever. And then when it's over, it's time to feed my mom lunch. The day just goes So my brother's in the kitchen doing the dishes and I was supposed to do them. So I'm sure he's pissed at me right now too. So like I gotta go. He's not pissed, but they're my dishes. Like I cooked dinner last night and like for my mom and stuff. And I didn't do the dishes. And I was like, I'm not doing them. I'll do them tomorrow. I don't feel like it. I'll do it tomorrow. And then I got up. It's 10:53. He got up to make his breakfast and the dishes aren't done. So I don't want to turn around, you know what I mean?